Hi, my name is Chang So-yeon, and today we are going to talk about the electronic voting system. The 20th presidential election, which took place a few months ago, drew attention from the world by introducing technologies such as metaverse, CG, and chroma key by various broadcasters, from campaign to presidential election counting videos. Many foreign media praised the Korean presidential election, which showed the future of metaverse, and local media also selected headlines with witty jokes, such as metaverse candidates who left for the wilderness, emphasizing that the 20th presidential election is the first in the world. I predicted that through this presidential election, the impact of electronic technology on the political world will expand as it is now jumping into the public office election. While I was interested in the introduction of electronic technology in elections after watching election videos, I learned that the National Election Commission has recently been actively pursuing the development of an online voting system. Given the continuing discussion of the electronic voting system in the center, it is expected that the online electronic voting system will be introduced in the election of public officials. But what do you think about electronic voting? The electronic voting system can be classified into three main steps. The first step is poll-site e-voting, PSEV. Electronic voting at polling stations refers to voting using touchscreen devices as designated polling stations. It uses an internet public network and is separated from voting devices or aggregation systems, making it relatively safer than remote e-voting. The second is kiosk e-voting, KEV. The kiosk electronic voting system is a random polling station that is not designated, that is electronic voting mainly in public places and transfers voting results by connecting polling stations and counting stations online. The last is remote e-voting, REV. Remote e-voting is a way for voters to vote through computers or mobile phones in their personal living space, even if they do not go to the polling stations. It is convenient to vote without space or time constraints, but it uses an open private network which requires technical security for identity authentication or external intrusion. As such, electronic voting can increase voter turnout by making the voting process easier and faster. In addition, electronic voting and counting processes can help us quickly check the result of the vote and save election costs by reducing the number of manual ballots counting personnel. However, while there are advantages, there are prerequisites that are required to compensate for the problem of electronic voting. First, the integrity of the data must be guaranteed. Second, anonymity must be guaranteed because confidentiality must be guaranteed. Finally, fairness in the voting process must be ensured. So how do we solve these problems? I came up with blockchain technology as a solution to this. The electronic voting system with blockchain is a method of applying blockchain technology to the entire process from voter authentication to saving and verifying voting results. This is a more transparent and secure method compared to traditional electronic voting, and the traditional electronic voting system requires centralized control and control of votes, so servers must be placed in the center. This requires expensive security equipment to protect concentrated information, and there is a risk of forgery and tampering if a central server is hacked. However, blockchain-based electronic voting systems change the way information is stored from a centralized to a decentralized system, so everyone who votes can own the transaction recorded. As data is stored in a decentralized trading ledger, forgery and tampering are impossible even if there is an attempt to hack. Afterward, if you record all voter voting information on the blockchain and send it to users on the network, our citizens and the National Election Commission can check this record. If one information is modified or deleted, the information is known to other users and the possibility of manipulating the voting result is very low. If blockchain technology is applied well like this, it will be possible to introduce an electronic voting system while minimizing problems. If electronic democracy is realized through the electronic voting system, it will be close to direct democracy. Today, the dream of direct democracy is partially realized through information technology such as media. In the long run, technology is getting more and more advanced, so we have to try to vote in line with the trend, and to do this, legal, institutional, and technological mechanisms must be in place first. And if the technology of the blockchain is well incorporated, the introduction of the electronic duplication system seems to be coming soon. What do you think about the electronic voting system? And if there is a better solution other than the solution I suggested, please leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for listening.